Welcome to A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember what we really are. In this video, I'm going to explain in more depth about my past and how tragedy, destruction and chaos led to enlightenment, love and the truth about Christ and universal consciousness. So in this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about my past and how I came to be at this moment in my life on this journey. This might be a bit of a surprise, but I am actually not religious. Still not religious. I believe religion separates men rather than bring men together. That's my opinion. But about my past, so I grew up with an alcoholic mum. It was a troubled time. There was lots of destruction, lots of pain, instability in my childhood. I moved around a lot. Put into the care system, taken out of the care system. I had a lot of anger problems growing up because of the situation. I had lots of anger management, counselling, finally diagnosed with conditions as I got older because they just wanted to kind of label my behaviour, I suppose. But yeah, it was a really traumatic time growing up. I eventually went to live with my auntie when I was 8, when my mum couldn't cope anymore. Still had contact with my mum. My dad had moved to the other side of the country by this point. I didn't see him for years. So I was at my auntie's in London, in the UK, and she tried her best, but yeah, I was a troubled child, so it wasn't easy for her, put it that way. It definitely wasn't easy for her. So she tried her best, but after sort of a few years, I guess my behaviour got worse. I was rebelling. And I was finally put into a children's home at the age of 14. Now from this children's home, I fell into the wrong crowd and got involved with crime. Stealing cars at first, smoking cannabis and partying when I shouldn't have been, disappearing from home with my friends for days or weeks on end. Just kind of running around being a little rebel and rebelling against the system. I had no parents left in my eyes. There was no one who really loved me, no one who cared for me, and in my eyes it was quite sad, but I really didn't care if I lived or died. This kind of destructive behaviour and way of thinking ultimately led to me as an adult becoming homeless, getting involved more with the criminal side of life. I ended up in prison multiple times for different things, but the last thing actually was something really quite serious. I ended up stabbing another man and nearly taking his life in a fight that got really out of hand. Now in that moment, when you're doing something so horrific and there is a chance where my life might be ended, their life might be ended, there was really no feeling of anything. I'd become almost like a robot, like anything that made me love or a soul or human had disappeared. I felt like an AI, like an artificial intelligence, like I was programmed to hurt this guy. That was going to happen no matter what I did or said. That was in my path almost. That was something that was going to happen whether I kind of wanted it to or not. Like I genuinely believed that. Because without knowing, all them incidences actually led to me being in prison for quite a few years. And whilst in there, I decided to really make a change. I didn't want to do bad anymore. I felt like there was these scales, and I had done so much bad in my life that, I was, at that moment in my life, I was 25, 26 years old, and all I had done was really cause a lot of issues for other people. So I really wanted to start doing good and balance out the karma, or whatever you want to call it. I just knew that I didn't want to go to my deathbed, whenever that may be, and say, do you know what? I was a bad man. I want to be able to lie there and pass over to the Lord and say, I am proud of what I've done, and I am proud, and welcome me into your loving arms. I deserve to be there. So after leaving prison, I really tried my best to do well. I actually ended up slipping back into drinking and drugs for a little while. I wasn't committing crimes, I wasn't being violent, but I was still being quite destructive towards my own health and my own body until I had a son. Once I had a son, I realised that actually there's another person on this planet that relies on me, and actually if I harm myself, they're going to be harmed as well. All of this was happening years before my spiritual enlightenment, before my journey, before I knew the true existence of Jesus Christ and God. So all of this stuff was happening, and I felt just so much despair that I was trying my hardest to be a better man, but there was just still something that was just tearing me up inside. This kind of turmoil went on for years, and actually got worse the more I started to sober up. I'm pretty, I've been off the drink now for a long time. It hasn't been a problem. But you're left with all these feelings of okay, now I'm sober. Okay, I'm sober. I'm not running around committing crime anymore. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing drugs. What is here? What is this life all about? What is left for me? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I so down? Why do I feel empty? Why do I feel alone? Surely I'm trying so hard. There must be something better to life than this. And through all that turmoil, I found myself trying anything I could to become better, which led me to meditation. And as soon as I started meditating properly, I felt something change inside me. The meditations got deeper and deeper, which I explained in another video, until the point where I had visions. And the first visions were colours of greens and purples, which I later found out were chakra colours, healing colours and loving colours to support me through my journey through this meditation. But the second vision I ever had was when I was searching for God in a meditation, and the cross of Jesus Christ came to me. Now, for someone who's grown up in a council estate, has been one of the boys who run around committing crime and partying and Jack the Lad, for someone like me, I wasn't religious. I haven't been brought up in a religious household. I didn't go to church and all this stuff. For someone like me, just a normal guy, prison, homelessness, addiction, violent, thieving criminal, Jesus still came to me and showed himself to me. And I did not feel worthy. I still do not feel worthy of his presence. One day I hope to be the man that I want to be, and I will feel worthy to wear this cross around my neck. But that is my judgment, not God. That is mine. The real message I want to get across on this video is you can be sat in the middle of nowhere for 40 years in a forest as a wise man, or you could be working in Sainsbury's or Tesco's down the road at a supermarket watching Coronation Street. You have the exact same amount of power in you as the wise man does. We are all exactly the same. So if you truly want to be connected and you want to find the proof of Jesus Christ, you can. You have the power inside of you. I never in a million years thought I could have visions. Sean Hills from London, this guy who used to live on the streets, all of a sudden I had the vision of the cross of Jesus Christ right in front of me. He came to me, of all people. He hadn't forgotten about me. Every day when I awake, I feel that God is with me. Ever since seeing the cross, I've been struggling with learning to live again with this profound knowledge that no, we never die. Yes, Jesus is real and still loves us. No, I haven't been a very good man. Yes, I want to change and make God proud of me as a son wants to make his father proud. I am no angel and still struggle with the anger and feelings of despair. Knowing that we are eternal seems almost tiring, as a human experiencing time and space, I feel an end is necessary to my beginning. But the truth is, our consciousness has been here for billions of years, and in a place where time doesn't exist, that might as well be a second, because every second you're awake is the only second that does exist. The biggest thing I've taken from my life so far is that even an ex-drunk who has stolen, cheated, hurt people and lied, even a troubled soul like mine is still loved unconditionally by the universe and Jesus Christ. For Jesus to come to me to support and help me after all I have done, I didn't feel worthy, but that's my judgment, not God's. God only knows love. God will never judge you. God will never harm you. God will always be your home, your essence, and your light. So if you've made mistakes, don't give up. The only hell that exists is the one you create for yourself. There is no endless fire with demons and devils, but if you believe you deserve to be there, your consciousness will create its own hell. If you've lived your life in low vibrational and pessimistic, then that's the vibration that you will meet when you pass. So forget the future and forget the past. Be present, be here, be now, be love. I hope your soul experience leads to wisdom and growth, and I want to thank you for your willingness to be here with us on Earth.